Hey everybody, Justin here with PumpPal, and if you're wondering how you can stay more consistent in the gym, this is the video for you. I'm going to kind of go over what worked for me, what things you can try to become more consistent in the gym, and get that consistency for you. So my first thing I want to kind of bring up about consistency in the gym is motivation fades. So right now you're probably motivated, or you were motivated and you lost it, and you're trying to get more consistency. Motivation will get you started in the gym and get you started eating right. It really comes down to discipline that makes you consistent. Some days you're not going to feel like it. You need to just go. Sometimes those are the best days you have inside the gym, right? Um, so just make yourself go. One way to make yourself go is figure out what time of day you're gonna go, right? Don't just be like, yeah, I'm gonna go to the gym, but don't specify, I'm gonna go Monday at 7 o'clock, or I'm gonna go Monday at 4 o'clock, or I'm gonna go Monday at 4 a.m. You need to, pick the time you're gonna do it, and then you need to do it, right? And consistency comes from doing that discipline, right? Example, maybe you decided you're gonna start working out 4 a.m. before you go to work. See, I used to try that too, but I wasn't very consistent because what I would end up doing was it's so easy when you're half asleep to hit the snooze button and then you don't go. So don't just listen to everyone else or like, oh, you're not a real gym person if you're not going at 4 a.m., 6 a.m. before work, blah, 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 blah. You want to go at a time where you're going to be consistent. I found that it wasn't the mornings I'd be consistent. It would be like the afternoon right after I got done with work. Why? Because like I have a gym bag with me. It's in my car. Get done with work. I drive by the gym. I just go into the gym, start my workout right after work. So you need to find a time that works for you and days that work for you where there's nothing conflicting. It's a no-brainer. You can just do it. That starts to build consistency, and then make yourself go by that time, right? Um, yeah, I mean, a lot of it just comes down to discipline, and then after a while, you're gonna find it's habitual, right? You're not gonna think about it. You start getting months in. Is it Monday? Is it after work? A lot of times, I've actually brainlessly drove from work. I wasn't even planning to go to the gym, and I actually turned into the gym parking lot, and then I pulled into the parking lot. But I mean, I ended up having to leave because I was going to go to a different event, which is okay, right? Every once in a while to miss the gym. But that day I wasn't even planning on it, but I've done it so many times that like my natural motor instincts was to turn into the gym parking lot. So that's where you got to do it. You got to figure out the right time. You got to make yourself go, and it just becomes a habit. No different than where you put your keys when you walk in the door. You don't think about it. You put them in the same spot. If you don't put them in the same spot, you end up not knowing where your keys are, right? So that's how you build consistency. One, that motivation fades. You make yourself do it. You pick your time. I'm gonna say if you struggle in the morning, if you're trying to be that morning person, don't do the morning. Even if you want to do it on your lunch break, maybe you work at a place you have an hour lunch break. Maybe get a quick workout in for a half an hour workout at the gym real quick. Maybe the gym's across the street. You need to figure out a time that actually works for you, and then make yourself do it. That's where the consistency comes from. Gonna have a little sip of my coffee. All right, and then we're gonna go into consistencies built from tracking your progress. And this is where PumpPal comes in right here. PumpPal is an app in the App Store that allows you to track your workouts, progress photos, measurements, and your reasons, right? If you want to kind of check it out, go to the App Store, check it out. Why would you want to use a workout tracking app for consistency? It's shown that, what is it? I believe it's 90%. You have a 90% more chance if you track your workouts for workout tracking app to consistently keep going to the gym. Let me double check here real quick. What percentage chance would you continue going to the gym if you use a workout tracking app? If I remember right, I did it at one point, but it was 90%. Let me double check real quick. 70%. Wrong about 90%. You have a 70% more chance of consistently going to the gym if you use a workout tracking app like PumpPal. So that's something you might want to consider. If you never used the workout tracking app before, chances are if you're not consistent, you might not have. So let me go ahead and explain to you what PumpPal can do for you and how it can keep you consistent. So first off, to consistently hit the gym, you need to consistently know if you're improving. Why would that help you? Is because you're seeing progress. I mean, if you dug down 1 feet into the ground and found nothing, right? And you know you gotta dig deep. But if you dug 1 feet deep and then you seen a piece of gold in there, right? Would you dig another foot just to check, right? You're gonna keep digging, right? Like that's what tracking your workouts does. It allows you to see progress. That progress hypes you up, and you want to keep going to the gym, right? So how do you track your workouts in an app like PumpPal, right? If you go to the App Store, you download it, or you can follow along this video. You'll register. You'll be brought to the screen here, your plans, and essentially, once again, you want to set up your plans for what days you plan to work out, right? And in this case, the plan screen goes by the week, so you can set one for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, right? If you want to add a new plan, you can hit the plus button on the top right, and you simply give the plan a name, choose what day of the week you're going to do it, and then hit Add Plan. It then adds that plan to the plan screen. And then you can go in and you can decide, like, once you click the plan, you can decide what exercises you're going to do. Oh, I keep hitting the wrong button here. 1 second, sorry. And inside here, you have the option to add exercise. And then you can add exercises into your workout. And the beauty of this is that later on, when you're tracking your workouts, inside the workout itself, you track your weight, your reps you did, and it gives you an estimated 1 rep max here. And then every time you go to do that exercise, you know how much you did the previous time. So if you go like we went 2 weeks, and then suddenly you could do it 9 times, you see progress. Progress will make you happy, and you'll become more consistent. And over time, it'll get bigger, bigger, bigger. Your 1 rep max will go up, and you keep going, right? If you're brand new, which I mean, if you're not consistent, you probably are. I do have a plan builder in the app. Here, the big red button on the bottom, it says, let's build your plan. This makes it super simple for new people to go ahead and start to get a plan set up that'll work for them. So if you hit that button, you can then simply answer the questions. So the first question it's going to ask you in the app is, what's your fitness level? Chances are, if you're not consistent, you're in the beginner category. Beginner category would be someone that never lifted weights ever, right? Or there's someone that maybe made it 2 weeks and quit. They weren't consistent. Then they tried again 3 months later, and 2 weeks went by. Then they waited another 3 months. So that'd probably be you if you're not consistent in the gym. So select beginner. Otherwise, intermediate would be someone that's been lifting for about 1 to 2 years consistently. And then advanced would be someone 2 years or above. So chances are, if you're watching this video, you're a beginner. So select beginner. Choose how many days week you're gonna lift, right? Right here, where most people do 3 days at least. Then you click the next button, right? Then you'll be asked, what's your primary goal? So why are you going to the gym, right? You're losing weight, gain muscle, or general health. Losing weight would be someone, heavier set, wants to lose weight. Select lose weight. If you're a skinnier guy wanting to get bigger, choose gain muscle. If you're someone that's not really trying to lose or gain weight, just want to stay healthy, you do general health. They just want to get their heart pumping. They want to use their muscles so they don't go away. That's general health, right? Then just go ahead and click next. And, oh yeah, I want to mention too, if you really want to stay motivated, make sure you keep the send me notifications required checked. That way it keeps, essentially will keep bugging you if you are not going to the gym. And then it actually rewards you if you continue going to the gym, so that'll help you stay motivated and keep consistency in the gym. So make sure that's checked if you're having consistency issues. All right, and then go in here. Then the next one will be, do you have access to the gym? I'm assuming if you're watching this video, you do have access to a gym because you're looking to be more consistent in the gym, but you might not, right? So select if you have access to the gym. If you want home, it's going to be more body weight workouts, cardio focused. Outdoor will be more cardio and body weight focused exercises too. So it doesn't necessarily, you don't necessarily have to go to the gym. In fact, sometimes it's good to have a backup plan in your plans for when you can't make it to the gym. You could do a quick body weight workout at home. So that's something you got to think about too. But for this one, just choose which one you're going to do consistently and click next. And you'll be presented with 3 plans depending on what you chose. This one, I believe I did lose weight, I had gym access, and I was going 3 times a week, and I was intermediate. So it gave me 3 plans based off of that, right? So I can pick this one, full body gym. It has 3 days a week, and you're going to do compound lifts. Or you can select machine essentials, so you're going to the gym, but you're not using free weights, you're just using the machines. Or you can use all dumbbell full body workout. Then you just kind of make a decision which plan you want to do, and then you can click Use Plan, and those plans will be added to your plan screen. And then you don't have to think so much, right? So now you have your time of day, what day you're going to do it. You know what time of day you're going to do it. You have no excuse. You know how to do your workout because we made your plans with the plan builder. Now you just go do it in those times and make sure it's a time you will do it. The plan will probably put its own days and its own days and when you should do those exercises. You can flip it on. If you just edit the plan, just put it on the day you're going to work out. That's not a big deal, right? But it tends to keep them spaced apart so you have enough time to rest. So just think about that. So if it's like a day apart, try to make them a day apart too. But yeah, you can mix and match them if you want to. Consistency comes from starting. Consistency comes from just doing it when you said you're going to do it, right? So make your plan, get it set. Another thing to keep you motivated and consistent because you're motivated is a feature in here called progress photos. And essentially, what this allows you to do is track what you look like over time. If you're not sure how to take progress photos, there's a button at the top that has tips, tools, and recommendations. Click it. It goes into detail when you should take these pictures, what kind of tools you can buy to take the pictures, all the information you need to know to take good progress photos, right? If you want to take a photo or upload a photo that you've already taken, maybe you started a progress photo already, you can hit the plus button, and that'll let you upload a photo you've already taken. If you want to take a photo right then and there with the camera, you can hit the camera button. It'll pull up your camera, and you can take a progress photo with the camera function. Just so you're aware, on the new release I just released, the plus button is the only option. But if you hit plus, it'll show you the option for using the camera or uploading the photo. Just know that has changed a little bit, and I haven't had time to get a new picture of that. But once you make your selection, however you want to take your picture, it'll bring you to this screen where you'll see the picture. It'll have the date here. You can change the date if it's an older picture, like you upload it yourself. You just click that. You can change the date. But generally, you're going to take the picture that day, and then it'll have the date for that day. You can choose what pose it was. Either a front shot, a side shot, or a back shot, right? You can mark it as your favorite. Say you took a good picture, it looks good, and you want to save it as your favorite. You can check that. And private means it only saves to your phone, and that it never leaves your phone. It doesn't go to the servers if you want it to be private. Below that, you can take notes. Maybe you notice that your love handles went down a little bit, or maybe your chest is on a saggy. You can make notes in the picture of it, whatever you want, and hit save. And then it will bring you back to the plan screen with that in the list. What's cool about this is that it always remembers your first front shot, side shot, and back shot. So later on, as you start to get more and more pictures, you can hit this compare button just to the left of the camera, and it allows you to compare your photos over time. So you have your oldest compared to your newest, and you can see visually exactly the changes that happen, and then that's going to motivate you. You're going to see those changes, and you'll become more consistent. Once again, you dug another foot, you found another piece of gold, right? You're more likely to dig another foot further, right? Because you're seeing progress. I'm like, holy crap, there's more gold. I'm going to dig 6 feet deep, right? You can see the side, and you can see the back. So it's easy to compare and see changes where changes may be happening. Definitely a cool feature. Definitely will help you keep more consistent in the gym. Another one that you should check out for consistency consistency through motivation, right, is the measurements tool. Sometimes changes happen that are so small it might be too hard to see in a picture. What this allows you to do is take actual measurements over time of what your body is doing and how it's changing. If you not sure how to take body measurements, once again, we have tips, tools, and recommendations. You can click that. It'll show you a whole list of things you can do, different tools you can get when you should take these measurements, general instructions, right? If you're not sure where to measure, you can hit the show measurements picture, and it'll give you a diagram of where you should be measuring. So if you're lost on that, just go ahead and click that. You can see. And then it functions much like the progress photos, except with this one, when you add a new measurement by hitting the plus button, you're going to be entering all your measurements. What's your weight, what's your body fat percentage, what's your waist, what's your hips, what's your chest, your neck, your left bicep, your right bicep. So you get all these measurements. Usually you want to do this about once a week, and you would hit save. And then it always remembers your first measurement. So over time, you're going to get more and more measurements added for each date. And then the same thing, you hit the compare button, and it'll compare your measurements side by side. Just like this. So let's say you're trying to lose weight and you're kind of frustrated. You went 2 weeks consistently, and you still weigh like 220, right? And you want to get down to 200. And let's say the weight stayed the same, but your body fat percentage went down 3%. Maybe you didn't notice it in the pictures, but it went down 3%, and you stayed the same weight. That's a good thing, right? It's body recomposition. You still lost fat, and you gained some muscle, so that's a good thing. Or you're trying to lose weight and the scale didn't change, and maybe the body fat didn't change, but your chest got bigger or your arms got bigger. Those are all incremental changes that shows progress is happening. You just dug another feet in the ground. You got excited. You hit another negative goal. Keeps you more consistent, right? These are tools to help you see progress in many different ways, and then that progress in turn makes you more motivated to keep going, right? Another cool one to keep you going is the reasons feature. All right, inside here is where you would mark down all the reasons why you might want to get healthier or go to the gym more consistently, right? You want to build strength. Pimping ain't easy, right? Maybe you want to get more girls. You look better, you get more girls. If you're a girl, you look better, you get more guys. It's a solid reason. Maybe you just, you want to be healthier. Maybe you want to. There's tons of reasons. You got to find your reasons why, right? You add them here. If you're not even sure what reasons you want, we have preset reasons. You can click the preset button. You have build strength, lose weight, improve mental health, increase energy, doctor's recommendation, be a role model for your family, perform better in sports, gain more confidence, right? These are all solid reasons why you should continue and be consistent. When you feel like you don't want to go and you don't have you're starting to lose that discipline, you're going to skip that day, open the app and look at your reasons. These reasons will help you get more motivation. If you're you're getting strict on your diet and you feel like cheating, and you're going to eat ice cream or something, that's my problem. Look at your reasons, right? And then that helps you curb that from happening, right? Another cool feature exclusive to PumpPal. Check that out. Okay, all this stuff is there. One is to reignite that motivation, right? That motivation will then get you more consistent if you weren't using an app. And this app is designed specifically to keep you motivated and keep you going and being consistent in the gym. I do want to mention right now, too, that we have a great deal on a lifetime price of the app. Essentially, what this allows you to get is no ads when you're using the app. You get grandfathered in for all future features. It'll be a one-time payment. This is a limited time price. I'm thinking before the end of this year, I'm going to go back to a standard subscriptions, or start to be a standard subscription, which it'll raise the price probably. I'm thinking it's going to be $150 for a lifetime. Most apps charge $150 to $200 for a lifetime access pass. So this is really cheap right now. You also get to sync your devices. So essentially, if you have your phone and you have a tablet, both of those devices, if you're signed in, will sync together and have the same data from the phone. Another good part of it would be if you ever decide to get a new phone all you would have to do is sign in, and then all your workout stuff will be in there. All your data will be synced up nicely, and it won't be a headache later. But yeah, I wanted to mention that too. That helps me make more features. I'm a one-man band here, and everything helps try to grow the app. If you get into the app and you have some kind of issue I'm not aware of, please hit the navigation and go to the feedback section, and then send me feedback that there's something wrong that you noticed. I will reply to you within 24 hours. Don't be afraid to reply back. I find some people, they'll fill it in, and I'll try to recreate what they said happened. I can't figure it out, and I try to email them, and then they don't even reply back to me. So it's like, what could it have been? And then I'm left guessing. And usually those kind of problems are specific to the phones, and then I have to get that specific phone and then try it. But yeah, definitely don't be afraid to give me feedback. If you want a new feature, you think a cool feature could be added, let me know in the feedback also. If you go and check out the app and you decide not to use the app, send me feedback real quick. Let me know why you're not using the app. I'm trying to make an app everyone would like and use, and help keep them consistent and reach their goals. But I think I covered what I want to cover for this video. If you'd like to check out the app, once again, it's PumpPal. Otherwise, please like and subscribe to this channel, as I'll be doing updates on the app here. I do other videos too that are more entertaining, such as recipes and things like that. I'm trying to make some more fun stuff. So I think I covered what I wanted to cover. Go check that out and stay consistent in the gym. Peace.